Hey, vinyl community, Jeff here for another entry. It's been a while since I've done a contest, a couple weeks at least. This is for Rick over Rick and Records. He's pushing to 400 subscribers. Pretty simple contest. It's 400. He wants to see 4 albums by 4 bands that only have 4 members, and he's going to be checking. So now it makes me wonder, what would make a band not have 4 members unless he's going to dig in there and say, well, technically they had a keyboard player that played, but these are, as far as I know, these are all bands that I know of only 4 members. Pictures on the album, names on the album, additional musicians, I don't know. I don't know if that's a catch or what, but not only am I going to show 4 albums by 4 bands, but I'm going to show 4 albums that I have not shown on my channel yet before because they are recent acquisitions, recent reissues. And I just, I'm like, whatever. I didn't show them. They've all come in within the past couple weeks, and I thought, this will be a chance to show them. So let's take a look at some recent acquisitions. This one's not a recent reissue, but it is a recent one that I was able to get. I was ordering something from somebody online. I saw they had this for a reasonable price. I got it. Sacred Rite. This was an album that I had in 1984 when it came out. It was, I think, they're a Hawaiian band. And I fell in love with the album back in the day. They've had a couple subsequent albums after this, through the 80s, but this was the only one I had back in the day. I do have most of their stuff now, either on CD or digitally, but I was able to find this. This is a reissue on vinyl that came out from No Remorse Records overseas in Greece in 2019. And I happened to pick one up, and here are the 4 guys, and they're giving you nice waves of hello there. Yeah, just some straightforward 80s type metal of the day, and I just thought these guys are really great. So I'll show a little kind of neat. There was 2 covers. They released the album originally, and then it got reissued with this white cover, and how it looked there. But the album itself used to look like this, which is the secondary cover, and that's the one I'm pretty sure. This was the reissue. I think this is the one I had original. I think that was the original and this was the reissue. I'm thinking I got that correct. But they provide you with both. This is the album cover and it slips inside this one, making it a cover within a cover. So you get both and all the fun stuff that comes with it. So there you go. There's one, Sacred Rite, an album that, though it came out a couple years ago, I have never shown that I got that. All 3 of the rest of these bands of 4 are albums that just got issued, some on vinyl for the first time, some reissues from years ago of bands that are all 4 members. The Chosen Few by Worldview. This one dropped just a couple weeks ago, and so there you go. Worldview, this came out, the album actually came out in 2015, so 9 years later they released this on vinyl. Let me show you the color here. Orange there. I just noticed on the cover there's actually 5 guys looking into the design, the mess up there, but the band is a 4-piece band. It's got George Ochoa on guitar. He's been from Deliverance fame and all that, and Ray Para, lead vocals, formerly of Sacred Warrior. There's a bunch of guest musicians. Oz Fox plays in here. Les Carlson sings. Jimmy Brown from Deliverance is on here. Larry Farkas from Vengeance, Die Happy, plays a lead on here. But the band itself is listed as 4 members. Now, the connection here is this band then kind of tweaked a little bit and sort of loosely became Human Code. This album came out earlier in the year and then finally came out on vinyl. So this is the vinyl reissue or release later in the year. And there's a picture, surely there is, of the 4 guys. So it's still got George Ochoa, so it's kind of like a branch off from there. It's got Terry Russell on drums from Holy Soldier. It's got Mike Drive from Barren Cross on here on vocals. So this is like a great album that came out early this year, and it's great that it dropped on vinyl, and I have the blue one. So there you go. And so that's Michael Drive on, and it's George, which connects to Worldview. Michael Drive, which connects to my next album, which is the vinyl reissue of Barren Cross, State of Control. State of Control did come out on vinyl. back in the day, it was one of the last albums by the band on vinyl at the time. They were on Enigma Records, and it's very hard to find. And if you do find one nowadays, it's expensive. So I've never been able to buy it. It finally got reissued just this past month. And there are two different colors of this one. I opted for the red. And of course, this is a four-man band. Is there going to be a picture here? That also has Michael Drive, aka Michael Lee, on vocals. So this is where he came from before doing the whole Human Code and a lot of other things in between. So Barren Cross, four-man band. Now I'll throw this in as a bonus, not to count, but just as also got reissued with another Barren Cross album that got reissued. I already had this original copy, but opted to go ahead and pick up the reissue just because. And so this is one that I was able to get back in the day. So I have their first three albums already on vinyl. Never could get that fourth album. And then later, one of their later albums was reissued on vinyl a couple years back. But yes, so I went ahead and grabbed this. So now you have both of these more recent Barren Cross, the later year Barren Cross stuff from the first couple albums were on vinyl. But there you go. 4 bands, 4 members, 400 contests for Rick. There'll be a link below. Check out his contest. Check out his channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's get him to 400. He's not too far away. And I'll see you later. Rock on and rock hard.